Well, I want to talk about cardiovascular disease today and the fact that the whole thing has been a big lie, a sales campaign to sell a product paid for by Procter Gamble, giving the American Heart Association $1.7 million back in 1952, which is kind of a chump change today here in big agencies, but back then it was a lot of money. And this was in exchange for the American Heart Association, without any science, to endorse a new product by Procter Gamble to replace butter, cream, lard, and things of that nature, eggs, and so forth. So let's look at cardiovascular disease. And I want you to get a hold of the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. It's a number one book, number one bestseller, according to Amazon.com. It jumps back and forth between number one, number three, number one, number two, number three, and so forth in the area of medical science. We're talking about genetics. Very, very excited about this because finally, just sheer sales out of Amazon, they're recognizing the interest in this book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Transmission of Disease, right? And then, of course, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the book Rare Earths Been Cures. Now, cardiovascular disease has all been lumped into being caused by cholesterol and saturated fat in your diet. Absolutely not true. It was a sales campaign to sell this product by Crisco, by the Procter & Gamble's, and, of course, they had to demonize its competition, which was things like cream, butter, lard, eggs, and so on, so they could sell Crisco. So let's look at cardiovascular disease. What causes cardiovascular disease? Certainly is not cholesterol and saturated fat. Certainly it's not genetics. Okay, certainly not a factor of age. Well, let's look at the four most common cardiovascular diseases and then some of the less common ones. Congestive heart failure. This is known to be caused by a deficiency of a single vitamin. A single vitamin deficiency causes congestive heart failure. It's the terminal event of beriberi, and we've known this for 300 years. It was discovered by a Japanese naval surgeon 300 years ago. It has nothing to do with cholesterol and saturated fat. Then, look at cardiomyopathy heart disease. This is sudden heart death. We see this in young athletes and people doing hard physical work. It's sudden death without any warnings. And I've done 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that died of that one. I'm an expert in cardiomyopathy heart disease, a deficiency of a single mineral. That's right, a deficiency of a single mineral, not genetic and not cholesterol or not saturated fat. And then coronary artery disease, clogged arteries in the heart. Now, this is not caused by cholesterol and saturated fat. It's actually caused by inflammation, eating things like fried foods, processed meats, deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pepperoni, jerky, that sort of stuff. And then, of course, when you look at the special stains on the pluggings, the plugs in the artery, the plaque in the artery, it has nothing to do with cholesterol and saturated fat. It's scar tissue that's generated by the inside of the arteries trying to defend itself about the inflammation caused by consuming, again, trans fats, heterocyclic amines, and acrylamides in fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten. Then coronary thrombosis, thrombotic stroke, blood clots in the brain arteries, blood clots in the coronary arteries in the heart. These aren't caused by cholesterol and saturated fat. These are caused by an omega-3 essential fatty acid deficiency, or a ratio problem between omega-3, 6s, and 9s. And that's one of my 9 lawsuits against the FDA in federal court, which I prevailed. So I was able to get a claim saying that you can prevent coronary thrombosis and the thrombotic stroke by supplementing with omega-3s. I'm the guy that started that whole omega-3 thing, okay? Now, you get all this information in great detail with all the references if you want to look up more information, okay, in Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and Rare Earths Been Cures. And what I want you to do, if you have any concern about these diseases, do like me. Before you get them, you take prevention, right? You put oil in your car before the engine burns up, not after it burns up. So I take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. I throw in the Ultimate Cardio Sticks. I throw in the Ultimate Dailies. I throw in the, Cardio FX. I throw in the Ultimate Niacin Plus. And I'm telling you, my pulse runs about 36 to 39. When I'm just laying there watching TV, my pulse will run from 36 to 39. When I'm sitting up and working and doing my television stuff and my radio shows, it'll run about anywhere from 46 to 50. And, of course, it'll get up to maybe 75 when I'm out there working out and raking the leaves and pushing cows around and that kind of stuff, as it's supposed to. But elephants, 15,000-pound elephant, their pulse is 30. a little hummingbird that weighs a half an ounce, his pulse is 220. Okay, so it has to do with body surface and weight and all that kind of stuff. And, of course, the whole idea is to have a very, very boring cardiovascular health history. Then ruptured aneurysms is caused by deficiency of a single mineral. We've known that since 1947. Okay? One of the signals of this mineral being in deficiency, and you're at high risk for a ruptured aneurysm in the brain, the heart, the aorta, or so forth, is white hair, spider veins, varicose veins, hemorrhoids. Okay? All these things are telling you you're at high risk for a ruptured aneurysm. So if you have any of those things, I'd contact your longevity associate. Get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Get a hold of Rare Earths Forbidden Cures, and be sure that you're taking the 90 essential nutrients. Get a hold of the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack and give your body everything it needs to support and promote maintenance repair before you get a problem. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
The antioxidants found in many fruits and vegetables are known to help support and promote good health. Research has also shown that dark chocolate, once known as the food of the gods, is rich in healthy nutrients. In fact, dark chocolate is higher in antioxidant content than any other food. Longevity has combined a proprietary blend of velvety rich dark chocolate with whole fruit pulp and whole fruit juice extracts from mangosteen, goji or wolfberry, acai berry, and cherry, along with vitamins and minerals, producing a smooth, rich, delectable concentrate called Cocogevity. It tastes so great, I sometimes drink it right out of the bottle or pour it over ice cream. Cocogevity is highly bioavailable, meaning your body will absorb and make use of all of these healthy nutrients. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound, turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about off-label drug use, as I've got a Fox News story headlined, "Off-label drug uses increase risk of negative side effects," according to a study. Said about 12% of all the drugs that doctors prescribe are for uses other than what they were approved for. And they say a recent study found that the so-called off-label prescribing significantly increases the rate of negative side effects, according to this latest research. They say doctors are free to prescribe medications off-label. In some cases, patients benefit from those prescriptions. However, physicians may find an off-label drug is more effective at treating a problem than medications that are actually approved for that use. They say, for example, amitrptyline is approved to treat depression, but it's often used off-label for migraines. In this study that was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association's Internal Medicine, they say suggests that doctors should take greater care in choosing when they use the off-label drugs and more closely monitor patients. According to one of the co-authors here, Chester Good, a physician at the Department of Veteran Affairs, he goes on to say, "I'm not saying that physicians shouldn't use drugs off-label. It happens all the time, but we need to be more circumspect when we do so." And if the study was actually done by the University of Montreal, Canada, and they looked at the off-label use of prescription drugs and its effects on adverse drug events in 46,000 plus patients who received 151,305 prescribed drugs from primary care clinics. This is all between 2005 and 2009. The authors of the study identified 3,484 adverse drug events in the 46,000 plus study patients. Overall incidence rates of the ADEs for all drugs was 13.2 per 10,000 persons months. And they say the rate of ADEs for off-label drug use was 19.7 per 10,000. which was higher than on-label use at 12.5. Say off-label use lacked strong evidence, had a higher ADE rate at 21.7 per 10,000 compared to on-label use and off-label use with strong scientific evidence at 13.2 per 10,000. They say the risk of ADEs grew as the number of prescription drugs per patient increased, according to the authors. For example, patients using 8 or more drugs had more than 5-fold increased risk for adverse drug events compared to patients who used 1 or 2 drugs. So there you go, Doc. Not only do they overprescribe, they're now using drugs in methods that they're not even, approved for. And, you do that, and how do you know what the side effects are even going to be because these drugs haven't been tested for the use that you're using them for?
Exactly. And when you throw in just decimal point errors by prescribing physicians and decimal point errors by fulfilling pharmacists, which amount to, this came out in 2006. This is from the Institute of Medicine, not me. You throw this statistic in, it amounts to 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries each year in America. 1.5 million fatalities and permanent injuries in America each year from just decimal point errors, and that's whether it's properly prescribed or not, okay? I mean, this is a mess. Right now, the middle-aged white Americans are the demographic that has the highest rate of death of any group. Their death rate's gone up 22% over last year, and it's all related to prescription drugs, off-use, decimal point errors, multiple drugs. You get 27 different drugs. Who's done studies on that to know what interaction there's going to be? So why don't you get the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy, and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, and aromatherapy oils instead of drugs. What a concept. Thank you, Doug. And we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Arizona, and Bonnie, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Bonnie, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
This is Bonnie, and I'm wondering 2 things. Number 1, to know exactly on macular degeneration, and also my mom, if is it possible for a contact number from you or email? My mom, I think if we can get her a prescription for these supplements, her insurance would cover it.
Okay. Well, what you do, are you already signed up in the Longevity program?
Yes.
Okay, well, you contact your person who's your sponsor or their sponsor, somebody who's been in for a while and kind of knows all the contacts, okay? And they'll kind of make it happen.
You've already given me the information on what to take, and I read it in your book, too.
Yep.
But is it possible I could get a prescription from you to cover her
insurance? You talk to your sponsor and so forth. I'm legally licensed in Oregon and California, so we have to do all the legal stuff, right? I can write prescriptions in California and also in Oregon, so we have to think about those kind of things. Okay, let's go to another caller here, Doug.
All right, let's head to Florida, and Ken, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Ken, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you're on the air.
Thank you for taking my call. My best friend is a 64-year-old female, and she was recently diagnosed with stage 3 slow-growth lymphoma. And I've got a couple things I want to read. The details. She had a bone marrow test that showed no signs of lymphoma. She has anemia, which is her main concern now because her oncologist doesn't know why. In October, she had a hemoglobin count of 7.6 with an iron saturation of 4%. She had a colonoscopy and an esophagogastroduodenoscopy. Internal bleeding was ruled out. She received 2 units of blood, and her HGB rose to 11.
Okay, let's stop there. I get the drift. I just need to know how much she weighs.
She weighs about 200 and she overweight 220 pounds. Now she's probably about 5'6".
Okay, 5'6". Yeah, 5'6". I'd like to see a lady weigh 140, so she needs to lose about 80 pounds here. 5'6". Okay. Okay, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, here's a lady who's been diagnosed with stage 3, kind of a slow-growing lymphoma, kind of a lymph node cancer. She has anemia. Okay, and this could certainly be due to the treatment. It could be due to malabsorption. Let me ask you another question here, Ken.
Right.
Does this lady have any respiratory problems like asthma, bronchitis, or any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis?
She has a little asthma. She has a little asthma, and she's not getting radiation or chemo.
Okay. All right, well, hang on. We got to run to those message moments, and Sean and I will be back, and we will give you a program after these messages. Okay, Doug, we're going right back to Florida and Ken. Okay, Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Ken's lady friend is 80 pounds overweight. She has asthma. She has stage 3, again, this lymphoma, which is kind of a chronic smoldering lymphoma. She has chronic anemia and has had to have blood transfusions. And so what would you do for her?
I would get her on a gluten-free diet first, and then I would get her on 2 healthy brain and heart packs, and I would also add the Fucoid Z, the Ocean's Gold, and
what about the new tablet? What about the new tablet?
Oh, this Synaptive?
Nope. Well, what about the
BTT 2.0 tablet?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'll give her the ORI points, but I would also add the what do you call it?
Z Radical.
ASAP. The ASAP for the weight.
No, for the weight, yeah, ASAP, exactly. So again, Ken Shar's right on the money. Your lady should have 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. I'd also have her have 3 of the Ocean's Gold twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's for the sea cucumber in there, for her immune system. Then I'd have her take 3 of the BTT, Beyond Tangerine 2.0 tablets. That's in addition to everything else. Have 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's going to get her up to about 320,000 ORIC points per day, which is going to support her immune system. And then the ASAP, I'd go ahead and get her 1 bottle a month of the ASAP, have her put a dropper full under her tongue 30 minutes for each meal, let it absorb her oral tissues, and within a couple of days, she'll start losing a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. Her immune system will be supported. It's equally important, as Shar said, she's got to get rid of all the bad stuff, including the gluten, which gluten intolerance is what results in this asthma thing and all these other diseases and being overweight. And so it's imperative for her to stay away from gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, no oils. It means no microwave popcorn, no theater popcorn, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, celery, and cooking oils. And this is kind of a lifetime deal. This isn't just until she feels better, until she's lost some weight. This is a lifetime deal. And when you have a chronic smoldering lymphoma, people can live a long time with this. And oftentimes 25 years, 30 years after diagnosis, they'll die of something else. It's not certainly not a death sentence when you have a chronic lymphoma, as long as you're staying away from the bad stuff, which would, if you continue to eat all these bad things and cook the wrong way, is going to drive the cancer. If you avoid all that stuff, everything calms down on its own, and then you support the body's immune system. Your body wants to heal itself. Okay, so Doug, let's go to callers. Well, that answers that. We'll be back with more truth, justice, and the longevity way. And Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
And that does open a line. If you'd like to talk to Dr. Wallach today, call us toll-free, 888-379-2552. That's 888-379-2552. Lines open. Let's head to Germany, and Gottfried, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Gottfried, you're on the air.
Yeah, Dr. Wallach, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
My partner and I, we are doing everything possible to bring longevity to Germany. On Thursday, I just have a mini stroke. The doctor told me a mini stroke. I don't have any pain. I find it difficult on my right side to move properly. And then I eat everything. So what can I do to get rid of this?
Okay, what do you weigh again? What do you weigh again, Gottfried?
160.
150. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at 150, I would be sure that you're taking 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month, and I know you're kind of working that direction, but 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month. Okay. You also need to have 2 sticks. That's 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening of the Ultimate Cardio Sticks. I want you to have 3, that's 2 boxes a month, 3 of the Ultimate Daily Tablets of breakfast and dinner, that's 1 bottle a month, and then also the new Ultimate Niacin Plus. I want you to take 2 of those twice a day, that's 2 bottles a month. Now, Shar, what would you do for Gottfried to help his body dissolve blood clots if he gets them?
Oh, Maili Essence, and now we got the Niacin Plus, right?
Exactly. And what is in there? There's an enzyme in there. Remember the name?
Yeah, it's nanokinase.
Perfect. You get an A+. Yeah, nattokinase is legendary, Gottfried, for dissolving blood clots, whether they're brand new or old, right? And so I want you to take 4 of those Ultimate Niacin Plus. That's 2 bottles a month. That's 2 at breakfast, 2 at dinner time. Okay, it has nattokinase in it. And as Shar said, the Nightly Essence, it's an enzyme blend, also has nattokinase in it. And I want you to take 3 of those when you wake up in the morning and 3 before you go to bed at night. Okay? And you got to stay away from the bad stuff. And I know Germany makes a lot of good bread and all that kind of stuff, and you're near Italy, really good pasta, but you can't have any of that. You got to be gluten-free, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. Absolutely no oils. Okay? That means no microwave popcorn, no theater popcorn, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressing, cooking oil, and no gluten. This is going to be tough. That's not just you. It's everybody in the household. If your dog, your cat, your bird, your fish, your spouse, the mother-in-law, renters, guests, if anybody's coming in the house that they're eating gluten, it's all over their clothes, and you will get cross-contaminated in the laundry, the couch where everybody sits in watching TV and so forth. So you have to be obsessive. You got to be almost cruel to other people to make sure that they're not cross-contaminating you with gluten, because no matter how much you take in, it's what you absorb. This old adage, you are what you eat, is not true. You are what you absorb. So you got to work on the absorption process here. Okay, Gottfried? All right, Douglas, go to callers.
All right, let's head to Aptos, California. And Kat, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Kat, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
Thanks for all you do spreading the good news.
Okay.
I've got a 77-year-old friend. He's 165 pounds. He chronically coughs up phlegm. He's got prostate problems, leakage, and just lately has had some balance problems and insomnia.
Okay, now when you say he has leakage, he has incontinence, where he's kind of dribbling and peeing on himself?
Yeah, right, incontinence.
So it may or may not be a prostate problem. Okay. It could be a back problem. Do you know if he has any back problems?
Yes, his back was hurting a couple days ago.
Well, there you go. And so that's probably the actual cause of this incontinence or leaking, or getting the urge to go to the bathroom, and before he takes a step towards the bathroom, he pees in his pants. This is oftentimes caused by a back problem, where you have degenerative disc disease, and somebody who's 77 years old, it's not unusual for them to have degenerative disc disease, and the vertebrae get closer together. They smash the roots of the spinal nerves coming out from between the lumbar vertebrae, and these internal branches of the sciatic nerves actually control the bladder. And so when he bends over, he turns around, he reaches back, any positional change, sometimes just laying down in bed. He said, I lay down, and within 30 seconds I have to pee in my pants because I just laid down. That's because he's squeezing the roots of those nerves, causing that to happen, okay? So, 165 pounds. Char, what would you do for this gentleman?
Okay, what does he have again?
Okay, he's got a chronic cough. Okay, he's got a back problem. And as a result, he's got some leakage and incontinence, and, he's got urgency to pee all the time, pees in his pants kind of thing. Okay?
Well, chronic cough and everything. How much does he weigh again?
165 pounds.
So I would give him 2 healthy bone-in joint packs, and also for the cough, he could take the killer biotic that should get rid of it.
Okay. And what would you do for, let's see here. What would you do, obviously, for the chronic cough? You want to get him on a gluten-free diet.
Yep, and killer biotic.
Mm-hmm. And killer biotic. Okay, and so that's where we would start, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how he's doing. And you're welcome to call anytime, but this is going to get him going in the right direction. And I believe his back problem is more likely to be the cause of incontinence than a prostate problem. Although if you want to give him something for the prostate, I would throw in the Prostate FX. You can take 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And that's kind of covering all directions. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Brook, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Brook, you're on the air.
My dad's been trying to get me to call you because I have all kinds of issues.
Okay.
I'm convinced I have heart disease. I have really bad anxiety. And so the doctor is trying to get me to take diazepam.
Mm-hmm. And now why do you think wait a minute, why do you think you have heart disease?
I have all of the symptoms: palpitations, dizziness, shortness of breath, chest discomfort. I've also even experienced a little bit of the choking sensation, which I didn't realize that's what it was, but I feel like, and I almost feel like I can't breathe. I've actually been to the doctor, and they've been running tests on me. I'm wearing a Holter monitor right now as we speak. My heart rate is only 53, and they've told me that I have some sort of pulmonary disorder, and they're not sure what's causing it, but they think that it is asthma.
Okay,
and so
well, let's
they've
stop
given
there.
me albuterol.
Let's stop there. What do you weigh?
133.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'3".
Okay. Do you have any history of skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, acne, anything like that?
Acne, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you're how old again?
32.
32. Do you have any children?
I have one that's my own and two stepchildren.
Okay. Well, the one that's your own, does that child have any problems?
No, I think she's pretty healthy.
Really? No asthma, no
only 4
skin
years
problems, no bowel problems?
Oh, actually the doctor did diagnose her with asthma, but...
Okay, well, stop there. We got to run one of these message moments. Get your pen and paper ready, and Char and I will be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 95 Crusade. And Douglas, go right back to Texas and Brook. Okay, Char. Brook weighs 133 pounds. She's 5'3". She has palpitations. She has a chronic pulmonary disorder. Her doctors aren't quite sure, but one suggests it might be a form of asthma. She's got a daughter with asthma. She has anxiety attacks. What are we looking at here?
What, you said she weighs 130 pounds?
133, yep.
Okay, well then I would. She does. There's nothing wrong with her heart or anything. She's got a gluten intolerance for sure, so she needs to get on a gluten-free diet, and she needs one bone and joint pack. And for the stress, she needs de-stress, and I would give her Rebound for the energy.
Okay, and let's see here, bone and joint pack. And what would you do? Just because her heart's working a little hard here, because it's getting unusual impulses from the spinal nerves, is working harder than normal. In addition to the healthy bone and joint pack, what would you throw in there? Some extra stuff for the heart. What would you throw in?
I give her the selenium.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'd go ahead and give her 6 selenium a day, 3 twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And for increasing the circulation in the heart, what would you give her?
She could have CardioFX.
Mm-hmm. CardioFX, yeah, she could go ahead and have 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And it's imperative, Brooke, that you stay away. As Char said, you got a drop-dead gluten problem. Your daughter needs to be gluten-free. If you have any brothers and sisters, they need to be gluten-free. If your mom is still alive, she needs to be gluten-free. All of her siblings need to be gluten-free. Women pass this on to both girls and boys, but girls pass it on through cord blood during pregnancy and breastfeeding. It's not a genetic thing, but the reason why the doctors can't figure it out is because they're just very ignorant. The doctors are very smart, but they're ignorant. In this case, your doctors you've all been going to really should go to jail, because this is very simple stuff, and you'll be amazed what happens when you get gluten-free. Obviously, you got to be no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no sugar. Stay away from all that kind of stuff. The sugar contributes to the anxiety attacks, but these are due to nutritional deficiencies, okay? And Char is quite correct. I'd go ahead, because you have a back problem with the one healthy bone and joint pack per month. Wouldn't hurt to get an extra bottle. Because you have a back problem, wouldn't hurt to get an extra bottle of Osteo, so you can have an ounce of OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner. I'd go ahead and get the ultimate, the ultimate dailies. You can take 3 of those twice a day, be 1 bottle a month for the circulation. Okay, the anxiety attacks, the de-stress capsules, as Char says, take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. And you'll be amazed at what's going to happen, okay? And so just give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know what's going on. But everybody in your family has got to be warned here and guided through this, just like you have been. And I urge you to get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and look up gluten intolerance in all its forms. It'll blow your mind because you are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. When you have gluten intolerance, it reduces the efficiency of absorption of nutrients. You wind up with this whole array of things, and it confuses doctors because they have no earthly idea. Doctors are smart. They get into medical school, but they're ignorant, and they don't have enough, what do we call, intellectual curiosity or scientific intellectual curiosity to want to find out why is it our traditional treatments aren't working. They just keep pumping them to you. You keep, every year or two, you get a new disease. They don't care. They get you up to 27 prescription drugs, and it's a mess. Okay, how much time we have left here,
Doug?
A
little over 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take it and remind everybody to get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of the book Immortality. Get a hold of the book Rare Herbs and Cures, and learn how to add 25 to 50 healthful years to your life. And equally important, or maybe even more important, learn to add 25 to 50 healthful years to your kids' and grandkids' life, and we will save America together. Thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.
Good liver health is vital to your overall health. Did you know the liver is the largest gland in the body? Generating digestive enzymes, converting fat into fuel, controlling metabolism, regulating cholesterol in the blood, and neutralizing toxins and waste products. Decreased liver function can lead to debilitating diseases. Hepal, a proprietary blend exclusive to Prohoba International, can help support healthy liver function. Hepal is a blend of natural organic pollen extracts, including essential enzymes, botanical glutathione, which is considered to be one of the most powerful antioxidants for detoxifying free radicals and exogenous compounds, superoxide dismutase, and aloe vera, formulated to cleanse and support healthy liver function. If you'd like to have healthy liver function, call your local longevity distributor today, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I got to tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local longevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host of Dead Doctors Don't Lie. If you're interested in a colon cleanse, blood cleanse, liver cleanse, in the classical herbal way, you want to ask your longevity associate for Herbal Rainforest. Herbal Rainforest has 16 herbs, 16 cleansing herbs, classic cleansing herbs, and 77 plant minerals. That's right, and these are all organic. It doesn't get any better than that. In your busy day, and you're around all these toxins out there in your workplace, on the way home, going to work, in your food, in the air, in the water, you need Herbal Rainforest. I guarantee you, it will give you a cleanse. You can control the dose. It's a liquid. It tastes good. It doesn't get any better than this. A colon that's happy makes you happy. Nothing better than a happy colon. Herbal Rainforest. Clean it out.
For more information on this product or others you've heard about on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program, call your local longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. Judy DeVilbus here. What do you think of when you hear the words tangy tangerine? Well, I think of like a sweet, tangy tasting something. Well, what I'm referring to is the Ultimate Tangy Tangerine. It's a fantastic product. It has everything you need, and a great benefit is it's very, very delicious. It's very easy to drink. I've suggested it even to youngsters. Even children like it. Even little guys. Even little girls. They come right into my office. Their parents can't get them to take those chewables, and besides that, they're not as good as Tangy Tangerine. And I give them a little taste of that, and you know something? They're pleased as punch. So, if it's good for a child and it tastes delicious, why not you? There's no excuse not to take a vitamin when it tastes as good as that does. So how about it? Tangy Tangerine should be the answer to all of your nutritional program problems.
For more information or to order, call your longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about longevity home-based business opportunities. You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463. 3463.
I am Judy DeVilbus. Here I am speaking to you again. I just wanted to tell you that recently I started drinking the Whey Shakes again, the chocolate Whey Shake. And you need to remember, the Whey Shake isn't just for losing weight. It's a fantastic place to get your great protein. And if you're trying to gain weight, you can take it along with your meals. And the best part is, if you want to just have a great protein shake, do like I do. Put it over ice, stir it up, and you can sip on it for 20 minutes to an hour. I do it every single day. I absolutely love it. You need to get back to it too. It's really good for you. And it makes not fat, but it makes muscle after you work out. And you can also mix it up in a blender with an egg, and you have the most incredible health protein shake. Or mix it with a little water, stir it up, and you have a little pudding. And who doesn't like pudding?
For more information or to order, call your longevity distributor today. And don't forget to ask about longevity home-based business opportunities. We've all heard the term baby boomer referring to those born from 1946 to 1964. There are an estimated 80 million baby boomers, with the first wave hitting the Social Security and Medicare systems in recent years, with more to follow. Many healthcare experts are predicting epidemics of Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and cancer among this group. However, these impending epidemics can be averted, as there is a new group emerging. This group we call the baby bloomers, because despite their chronological age, they are still physically fit, active, working, and playing. They've heard Dr. Wallach's message regarding diet, lifestyle, and nutritional supplementation. So while many around them diminish in health and vitality, they are blossoming and blooming into vibrant, healthy, on-the-go people. Wouldn't you rather be a longevity baby bloomer? If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
Virtually every sector of the economy has slowed to a snail's pace. Huge publicly traded companies are laying off thousands of employees. Believe it or not, even the government is letting people go. However, one business industry is thriving, and that's healthcare. Pharmaceutical and health insurance companies are posting record profits in a near-depression economy. Americans are sicker than ever, and those companies are profiting like never before. You too can get involved in healthcare for just a one-time sign-up fee. Longevity is building an army of associates dedicated to saving America. Dr. Joel Wallach has educated thousands of people on the concept of do-it-yourself healthcare. With a little education, much of what is done in a doctor's office can be done simply and safely at home. Join Longevity and help save America. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and you want to try Longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we'll see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember, the phone number, 313-444-3463. That's 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Hi everyone, Andy Anderson here. Are you using those handy little bottles of gel that zap germs, bacteria, and other nasties? In today's world, that's smart, especially with all the filthy doorknobs, shopping carts, and handrails we touch every day. Here's what you may not know. Once the alcohol evaporates, goodbye effectiveness. No more protection until you use it again. PureWorks to the rescue. Our FDA-compliant foam, lotion, soap, and spray do not rely on alcohol. Their killing power lasts up to 4 hours. PureWorks disinfecting spray is EPA certified to kill swine flu, bird flu, MRSA, HIV, hepatitis B and C, and a whole host of viruses and bacteria. Mold and fungus too. It's even safe around children and pets. You'll love the soft feel of PureWorks on your hand. It actually conditions and will not dry your skin. Here's a little peace of mind knowing your hands are still germ-free hours later. Get your hands on PureWorks and get PureWorks on your hands. Stand by. Pull out your paper and pencil for your local number to order. PureWorks.